guys, I am being a bit picky, but I've been picky with this build, so it's whatever. This just kind of bothers me right here. So it looks very, very good, don't get me wrong. I just want to reroute these. Yeah, I really don't like how this looks right here with like the lines. It's going to be kind of a lot of work, but in my opinion, it'll be worth it. So yeah, this would definitely work for the turbo water lines right here. Perfectly fine. But I'm thinking I don't want this plug here. I'd rather just not have a plug because that's just like a point of failure right here. Like if this plug opens up for some stupid reason, then that would just be really annoying. So we're gonna put an AN right here. So this one's gonna go to this water line right here. So it'll probably go like under the intercooler piping or something, and then just to right here. So that means we're gonna have to take the freaking water pump off, which kind of sucks because that means all this has to come off, including the crank pulley. So pretty annoying, but let's just get to cracking in on this thing. You can see we got 16 AN for the radiator lines, which is sick. All this was done by SCNS, my buddy Aaron over there. Very good man. He's killing it on this stuff. So I can't aluminum weld or anything. So like that is the one thing I will bring to a shop just so it looks really good and it doesn't leak. So yeah, guess let's just pull this thing apart, guys. So yeah, I know this is taking an extra step and I basically had to disassemble my entire engine, like the whole in front cover and everything, but I really want this thing to be perfect and I know that's gonna bother me, so might as well just be happy with the build and make everything exactly how I want, even if it takes that little extra step. It's the attention to detail, guys. As you can see, probably haven't seen these. These are the R8 coil packs I'm gonna be running. They look pretty sweet. Should work well, and they don't need any brackets to hold them in or anything, so that's why I went with these. They're a lot cheaper than like the GTR coil packs or whatever. So yeah, those should work pretty well. Had to get new -6 AN bungs for Aaron to weld in right here. So here's the water pump, the back housing, so it's gonna go right to there, so I don't have a plug there anymore, and it just runs a lot cleaner for the turbo water lines. And then I'm probably gonna have Daniel powder coat this wrinkle black and powder coat this wrinkle black as well. So sweet, let's just take it over to SCNS and have them do their magic.
Why?
This is the man right here. Aaron, what's your last name on Instagram?
Bontrager.
Yes, sir. Go check him out. This is the man right here with all the terrible welds.
Yep.
Yeah, he made me this literally from scratch.
Whip a GoPro out from his pocket? Yeah, dude.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
This might be the man that's tuning my car. Hopefully he doesn't blow it up.
Don't put that on me. If it doesn't blow up, I tuned it. If it blows up, somebody else did it.
Then that's all on you. And then this guy right here powder coats my stuff, so yeah.
His legs off. He
These are my 3 guys right here.
Some young guys. Some young guys.
This guy is kind of cool because he has a Barra swapped
The Three Stooges.
FC. We're definitely gonna have to. Yeah.
Cut the video.
Yeah.
Get the f out.
This is the hardest worker here at SCNS.
Sorry.
Set up. You won't even see that one on the bottom, and
It's like it was never even there.
we'll weld her up and smooth her out, and by the time you blast it, it'll be
That's why Aaron's the guy right here.
Hold on.
Go subscribe to Turbo Sally. Help this man out. He's sad right now. Sally's sad. Let's see.
Oh, it's at top dead. Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Oh, it's the block.
No.
No, it's not. That's your ring ridge right there. That's the block right there. That's your block. You
Oh,
just got
yeah,
the
okay,
camera up
okay.
in it. See,
Yeah.
this is the ring ridge from the piston.
Yeah. Alright.
That's your valve right there.
You think it needs a new block?
I got you.
Lana, what are you doing over here? Lana, what are you doing? Finally, guys, we got all the parts back from powder coat. Looks amazing. I got everything done wrinkle black. I don't know, I think it's just a clean look. easy to keep clean, is very, very durable, so you really can't go wrong with wrinkle black. Everything on this engine basically is wrinkle black. The beauty cover is wrinkle black, the valve covers are wrinkle black, everything's basically wrinkle black, so might as well get everything else wrinkle black. Looks super, super good though. Thank you, Aaron, for welding everything, making everything look pretty, and Daniel for powder coating these. They killed it on this. Looks absolutely amazing. And then you can see that's the water line right there. So we moved it back there. Literally had to take this whole thing apart and mess with the timing just to do this, but it was really gonna bother me with how it looked before. With the AN fittings like coming in front of the turbo and stuff, it just looked really weird. Here's the back of the water pump. So this is why we had to take everything off. There was a nipple right here that I was gonna have it capped off, but I'd really much rather not have caps on anything just because they're a failure point. And I thought it'd be really clean to just get an AN fitting right here. So it'll go straight to the turbo water line for this side, and then the other one's just gonna go to like right there. So should look pretty sweet. We even got this wrinkle black. Looks super clean. Perfect. She is in time. So as you can see right there, lines up, and lines up. And then I am super, super picky, and I wanted the belt to be lined up when it's in time. Time to put the timing cover back on, and then we can put the water neck on and see how this thing looks. Oh, it looks amazing so far though. Got these 90s, so we're gonna route that to the catch can in here. I have black AN fittings. I'm really, really picky about that. So we have those that came in the mail, and then Aaron made this right here, which is like a little overflow. I'll show you guys in a little bit what that's for. But yeah, guys, it is turning out absolutely perfect, exactly how I want it. So I am super, super stoked about this. Another thing that's been a little bit annoying, so I got this power steering pump, and you can see right there, there's like a little nub right there. So like this Powerhouse Racing pulley, which is OEM spec, would not go all the way into it. And the pulley just wasn't matching up with the other pulleys. So I contacted Powerhouse Racing, and they told me that this is not OEM. So we had to source an OEM pump, and it sits all the way in there now. So got that figured out. Kind of sucks though, because the other company is not letting me return this, because I bought it like a month ago or whatever. They're not letting me return it, which is pretty lame, but whatever. I guess I'll modify a pulley and we'll just have a spare pump, if anything. All right, guys, it is the next day. We are gonna start making these AN lines. I think we're gonna start with the turbo coolant lines first. And as you can see, we kind of have just like a rough, like how it's all gonna sit. Like there's extra hose right here, so don't pay attention to that. But this is gonna go to right here. This one's gonna go right to there. And then there's a nipple right here that's just gonna go over here to the overflow. So I decided to get some AN tools because I'm gonna be making a lot of AN lines. Might as well have like a professional look on it without any scratches or anything. So these weren't even that expensive, and they're aluminum, so it won't scratch the AN fittings. So this will just go in like so. That looks pretty good. Get the red line assembly lube. Now let's go toss it on the car and see where she sits and how we're gonna cut it. So yeah, as you can see, no scratching on the AN fitting, which is really nice. All right, first line is done officially. I think it's pretty clean. It just goes whoop right to there. No kinkage in the line either, so perfect. It's exactly what I was going for. So this one's gonna be a little bit trickier because I don't have the intercooler piping yet. I had this little elbow just sitting around, so I guess that's kind of a good mock-up. But yeah, I think we're gonna have this be underneath the intercooler piping. I think that'll be good, yeah. I think that'll be good. So we'll have like a little bit of room right here. And we'll have some room for the because I'm going to put heat shielding over this, heat shielding over that one, over all the lines basically that's close to the turbo. So yeah, that looks good. And then it just comes underneath this radiator line and straight to that, which is pretty sweet. I have to say, it is very satisfying making AN lines. That is perfect. All right, turbo coolant lines finished. Consider them done. Now we can put the feed back in. I'm so happy I took the extra time to route it this way and not really weird and ugly right here. You can see right here, it would have just been pretty ugly. The line would have been like extra long, gone all the way over there. And then this one, it would have been like looping down through this way over there. So I'm so happy we cut those off, welded it shut. So it's just a much cleaner look where the line goes back here to the turbo right there. And it goes right here. What would you guys have done? Would you have done it this way, or would you have said, screw it, we already have these done, and just done it this way? Do you think I was being too picky, or do you think it was worth just pulling this whole thing apart to do all this? In my opinion, I think it was worth it, because I think this looks absolutely amazing. Super, super clean, super simple looking. I love it. All right, guys, we got the catch can ran, we have all the turbo lines ran. Now we gotta go to SCNS, go grab my little nipple thing for the water neck to the overflow tank, so we can get that all situated. And then I think I'm going to run the power steering line. So I gotta figure out exactly how I'm gonna run the power steering reservoir. It's sitting basically where I want it, but it's still like almost touching the manifold, and I don't wanna be like rubbing against it. So got to figure out a little bracket for that. So here's roughly where I want it to sit. As you can see, we got a Chase Bays reservoir. This will be really nice. It's baffled on the inside. Super, super good quality. It matches everything on this car. Looking pretty simple and wrinkle black, because basically everything on this car is wrinkle black. As you can see right here, it has too much play. These are obviously not tight, so I can tighten those up, but even then it's still, like, I don't want it to go like that. So we're gonna have to make a bracket that goes a little bit further over, just like, I'd rather it sit like that, probably. So it's got plenty of clearance from the manifold. Once I get that situated, we can make the lines. All I gotta do is run a line from here to the reservoir. This line's already ran to the rack, and then the high pressure line is already going to the pump right here. As you can see, I got that from Chase Bays as well. So it's just like a high pressure line. It fits perfectly. You can see there's AN lines that go straight to the rack on an E46. And then we got this Powerhouse Racing adapter that you can just loosen this or tighten it, and it'll pivot wherever you want. So this is gonna be a 10 AN. It's just gonna go right to here. So not too complicated at all. For the catch can, as you can see, it runs all the way around back here into there. So yeah, I don't know, I might just get like a little clamp to keep them together, but they're really not going anywhere. Like, there's not much give on them whatsoever, so that's perfect. I like how that's ran. I think it's perfect. We have a little bit of room for the 6 AN line to go right through here. It's just gonna run with these lines, come all the way around here to the right here. So it'll look super, super clean, super simple. I love it. It's turning out great, guys. I'm so, so excited. So yeah, guys, unfortunately, this guy, not the same thread pitch, so we're gonna have to figure out that. But we got the hose all mocked up, so basically it's just gonna go into there like that. And then it goes all the way back here with all these other hoses, right to the reservoir. And then now we're just working on the power steering, so got this all ready. There's the Chase Bays reservoir. Just had like a little L-shaped bracket that I made. Drilled a hole in it, drilled a hole in it up top, bolting a nut right here. We can adjust it however we want, but that's roughly how it's gonna sit. All right, guys, so the next biggest thing that we have to do for this front end before I start working on the coolant lines for the radiator, we need to figure out how we're gonna fit this AC condenser in there. So I want the radiators to sit just like this is perfect right here. just almost flush with the radiator support, because that'll just give us a straight shot for the hose nearly, and gets really, really close to the throttle cable, but it's perfect right there. So that's how we have to have it. So with the condenser in, it brings the radiator out like just a bit, and as you can see, not a lot of room for fans. So we need as much room as possible. And as you can see, there's not a lot of room right here for the condenser. So I'm thinking we're just going to remove this lip right here. Hopefully that should give us a bit more room. I am very unsure as to what to do, but we're just gonna start shaving a bunch of pieces off of this core support, and hopefully we can fit it like that. We have like a rough draft of how we're gonna do this. So the oil cooler is gonna sit like that. This is just some scrap metal that I had. I'm gonna remake these mounts with a thicker material now that I got like the proper measurements and whatever, and then sand down the edges and then paint them. But the reason it looks angled like that is because when you put the hood down, it's perfectly symmetrical with it. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. We got the headlights out right now just so we can figure out the whole condenser thing, but yeah, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Hopefully, I think I can figure this out. This is AN now, so this is a -16, and it's just gonna go straight here to the radiator. So yeah, that's not gonna be a hard job to do. Same with this one. Pretty much a straight shot right here, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Yesterday off camera, I got the radiator to kind of fit a lot better back here, so I can fit some fans over here. It's still quite a tight fit. Yeah, I think we can get a larger low pro fan to fit right here. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then we have the AC condenser, so just have it bolted up right here. Made a bunch of room. I had to cut a bunch to the radiator support to get it to fit in there, but it is about as far back as it can go. So yeah, that's about as much room as I'm gonna be able to get. And this just connects right here to the AC condenser. And then I have to get a custom line made to go from here to the compressor, which is on this side now, which is gonna be kind of annoying, but I think we'll be able to figure something out. And then I also have to get another line made from the compressor to over here. So that's gonna be kind of challenging. I'm not really 100% sure on what I'm gonna do for that, but we're gonna figure it out. As you can see right here, we have started to work on the oil cooler. So yeah, I know a couple of you know that we did an oil filter relocation. So the oil filter is over here now, so it's easier to service. And I just like it right in this location. So we just ran some lines. I had to figure out the ins and outs on this kit that I got because it didn't say, but we have that all figured out now, so that's good. And then I just need to get more -10 AN line, and it's going to sit right here in this little clip right here. So I think that'll be perfect, and it'll just run. I think I'm gonna have the oil cooler just right around up here. I need to get an intercooler for sure ASAP to get some measurements so I know exactly where it's gonna sit, because I can really put the oil cooler wherever, right here. So yeah, I gotta get the intercooler to finish that up, but the oil cooler routing is pretty much all finished. My power steering's all figured out. I just made a little tab just to extend it to get it to right here, because this kit is meant to be with the stock intake manifold, but I had to move mine over here because over here it would be hitting the intake manifold I have. But yeah, that ended up turning out really, really good. I'm really happy with that, and it's very, very sturdy here. And I just need to change the fluid. It's right here, so that's pretty awesome. I really, really like that. Very, very satisfied with how that turned out. And then that just goes to the cooler. So the cooler is down here, and then just mounts right up to the oil pan. So I think that's perfect as well. And as you can see, it goes straight to the steering rack. So yeah, that turned out beautiful. Very, very happy with that. So yeah, guys, super happy with how this build's turning out. We are making so much progress, and we're getting just that much closer to getting this thing back on the road. I know a lot of you really want to see this thing back on the road, as do I. Like, this has been a huge, huge project. I was a little bit in over my head when I started this project, but in the end, I know it'll all be worth it. This thing will be a lot more competitive than what it was before, and I'll be able to keep up with everyone, so that'll be awesome. Yeah, guys, we got a couple parts from Drift HQ today that we're gonna be installing on this thing. They've been helping out a lot on this build, so I'm really thankful for them just to have them really close by. They're only like an hour away from me. I'm super stoked to have a discount code with them now, so at checkout, if you guys head over to Drift HQ, you need any drift parts for your car, use code Hoon5 at checkout to get some money off. That'll help you guys out with your builds, and you can even feel free to reach out, send me a DM if you need help setting up your drift car. If you guys want to make an impact, help speed up this build, it'll really help out if you use my discount code. So yeah, guys, check out Drift HQ, link in the description. I'm sure they have what you guys need, and feel free to reach out to me. I'll do my best to help you guys out. So here's what we got today. We have this beautiful PMC adapter. If I could go back in time, this probably would have been one of the first things I would have bought for this build. Then the engine would be fixed with the transmission and everything, and I could really get an accurate measurement of everything, but you live and you learn. This is my first like huge build like this where it's like a full swap and everything, so when I do a swap in the future or whatever, I will definitely be buying the adapter kit first. Yeah, this kit looks very quality, very promising. I know Drift HQ has stress tested these a bunch on their cars, and they've had very good luck with them. Show you guys what the flywheel looks like. As you can see, super good quality. You can even change this out if you ever have to. So it's fully serviceable. So yeah, this is like a turnkey solution to mating my 1.5 JZ to my Getrag 420G gearbox. So yeah, I'm actually gonna be using the factory 6-speed transmission from this car. I've heard they hold a lot of power and they're strong. Duarte, the owner of Drift HQ, used it on his car for a while and had some good luck with it, so I think that should be perfectly fine and it'll be able to hold up to the power. We also got this bit right here, so this is like the last of the reinforcement for my rear end. E46 M3s are notorious for breaking these right here, so like the little elbows on the diff casing. So yeah, with that brace installed, we shouldn't have to worry about that happening. And another thing I noticed, look at this mess back here. This axle, when I was towing, is broken. So that's sick. At least it broke now and not on like the dyno or something. So yeah guys, this job looks pretty straightforward. All I did was remove the 6mm Allens for the sway bar, and then there's these 4 16 bolts that go into the diff. You don't have to take all of them out, because if you do, then you're gonna have diff fluid leaking everywhere. And thankfully that brace comes with new hardware, because all of these are basically all stripped, so that works out great. Look at that. Fits beautifully there. Looks like all the holes line up and everything. And it really goes with this build well. I love wrinkle black, if you guys couldn't tell already. Now time to get the bolts in. And this diff is officially reinforced for all the clutch kicks that it's gonna be seeing. Those diff ears are gonna be so happy that I installed this. That's what it looks like. Beautiful. Time to pull the engine now. All right guys, it is about that time. We're gonna have to pull out this engine again. So yeah, as you can see around this area, we definitely need to massage the trans tunnel. But yeah, raising the engine by like 1.25 inches really made this engine sit up a bit higher, so it's definitely gonna take some banging, but should be pretty okay. Let's just pull this engine out and get to work. All right, so pulling this engine, I've done it so many times. It's something to be expected when you're doing a swap like this. You're gonna have to put the engine in, take it out, do a bunch of measurements, grind a couple things, make a couple things, and then it comes back out, goes back in. It's just a lot of back and forth, but yeah, we just gotta undo all these AN lines. Florida's being Florida right now and it's raining. Typical summer day here in Florida. Look at that. Under 20 minutes it took to take this whole thing out. It's so nice how it fits in there. I love it. Sick. Let's just get this thing wheeled out of here now. These wheels, they suck when their engine's actually on it. They just don't like to rotate or anything. So it makes taking the engine out a little tricky, but yeah, we're all good now. I just didn't want to hit anything because there's a lot of expensive parts on here, so it just banging into stuff is not ideal. Yes! It's out again. Sick. Alright, not too bad. Got her out. She's just chilling right here. Now let's see what we gotta hammer out. So, let me get a light on this thing. So yeah, you can see decent amount. I sharpied exactly like where we were hitting and stuff. So let's just start hammering this thing and then put the trans on it and see what's good. All right, so I don't really know how tough this stuff is. Hopefully it's not too bad to hammer, but I'm sorry, car. This is probably gonna hurt a little bit. I was always dreading doing this, but oh, it sucks. I hate this. I really do. I don't want to freaking hammer my E46. We've made some decent progress. It's definitely coming up a lot right here, which is what we really needed. And we just got to get some of the sides a bit, but it's looking pretty decent, honestly. Pretty happy with the results so far, but let's just get back to hitting this thing with a hammer. Oh. It's fun, but it's not fun at the same time because I love this car. Alright guys, so we got the bell housing adapter on. Really only goes on one way. You'll just see the dowel pins and then this right here for the starter. Pretty easy to set on there. And these are just 19s that go around. Not putting everything on, this is just a mock-up, so I'm waiting on the clutch to get here and then I can go pick it up from Drift HQ and then we can actually like fully assemble this thing. But for right now, I'd rather just have it all ready, have the trans tunnel all knocked out, ready to go for the trans to go in when the clutch gets here. Alright guys, we have been at this thing for a little bit now. It's been pretty hard, not gonna lie. With the transmission, it's a bit more difficult because it pulls the engine downwards a little bit. So it makes it really, really hard for the extended oil pan to clear the subframe. But yeah, I just loosened the whole subframe, so it's just kind of out of the way. That's what I had to do with the S54 as well, because that oil pan was even worse than this one. But yeah, as far as fitment goes, we were so close to getting it completely fitted just first try, but there's a couple more things I gotta bang out a little bit, but pretty happy with how it's going so far. Really nerve-wracking because I just don't want to mess anything up. Like, I've just been, it's really bad. Like when I hear just a bunch of little noises like cracking and stuff, I'm like, I hate it. But it's something you gotta do. You gotta face your fears when you're doing this kind of stuff. I think we're just gonna pull this thing right back out now and address all the little fitment issues that I have. And then I'm gonna put it on a stand. I ordered a bunch of parts from Drift HQ and a couple of them had to be ordered. So I'm just kind of waiting for everything to arrive there and then I'm gonna go pick that stuff up. Doing this swap has been a bunch of failures and it's crazy, man. This is a learning curve for sure. Like I was definitely in over my head when I started this build. It happens, like I've failed so many times with this engine. Like I've failed going to clutch kickers for round 3. I was supposed to go to that. didn't make it in time. It really does kind of put me down, but at the same time, like, I look at it as you don't have to be on everyone else's time. Like, yes, there's other people at Clutch Kickers, they put all the work into it and stuff. I am still in that working process. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I'm gonna fail, I'm human, but I can tell you this, I am not gonna give up on this build. This build is going to get done. I am going to make it to Clutch Kickers at some point. Hopefully it's soon. This build has really tested my patience. As you all know, I do DoorDash and Uber Eats in the E46, and when that thing breaks too, it's just really stressful. I'm so sorry that we have slowed down on the uploads, but we're gonna get back to those regular uploads. You can quote me on that for sure. So yeah, guys, I hope you all are ready for the ride, because it is coming up, guys. It is gonna hit you out of nowhere. This thing's gonna be ready to go. No matter how much work it looks like there is, I'm gonna put that work into it. I really want this thing done. It has been so stressful. You know, everyone asks me what's good with the car and everything. I've been doing DoorDash in this thing. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it's not the best. It's been raining all the time. I have no windows in that thing. It has been stressful, but it has also been amazing, guys. Like, I couldn't ask for anything more. I love what I'm doing. This is all awesome. I wouldn't do it any differently. I know you just gotta be patient with this stuff and just keep going at it, keep working at it. Hopefully you guys can take something from that, like any struggles you guys are dealing with. I know you all are dealing with struggles. Everyone does. We're all human. So there's gonna be a bunch of failures. I just gotta deal with it, not let that get me down. I've just been working at this thing, like, money-wise, trying to get all the parts and everything. It's just been a crazy hectic ride. I've been doing all this work mostly by myself, with a couple, like, you know, fabrication things here and there by SC&S. They've really helped out as well. Huge thank you to those guys. They've helped me out so much. But as for now, that's gonna be it for this video. Sorry for all the talking. I just thought that had to be said so you all know what's going on. But yeah, stay tuned. The E46 broke again. It's nothing engine-wise. It's just, yeah, you'll just have to see. So subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think of this build, how it's going so far. Maybe even like talking trash on how I fail and everything. But yeah, have a good one, guys. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.